Tonight in Las Vegas, Lakers versus Hawks, 9:30 Eastern. Bronny in 4 Summer League games is 7 of 31 from the floor. That's 23%, and 0 of 15 from 3. Rachel, has the early criticism of Bronny's game been fair or unfair?
Totally unfair. I think that people are looking at him as if he is a top 10 pick. He is not a top 10 pick. He's a number 55 pick. The expectations for a number 55 pick should be that you are largely headed to the G League and may get some games up in the NBA. Last year's number 55 pick played 4 total minutes in the NBA. He didn't average 4 minutes a game in the NBA, 4 total minutes, and those came in 1 game. So to evaluate Bronny next to top 10 picks versus what other guys at number 55 has done is totally unfair. And obviously it's going to happen. We're all watching him more because of who he is and the fact that he's playing on the Lakers. Don't forget that, too, in addition to being LeBron's son. But he is not playing at a level that's so much below where other players who have been in his position have played in the past. In fact, Alex Sarr, who was the number 2 pick overall, just had a bomber of a game, right? 0 points, 0 for 15 from the floor,
15 in a
right?
game.
0 for 7 from the 3-point line. And that's a number 2 pick overall. Bronny James is a number 55 pick. J.J. Redick has come out and said he is a developmental player. We all knew this going in. So to sit there and criticize him for Summer League numbers that, as I have said several times, stats do not matter in Summer League. We have seen guys have bad Summer Leagues and go on to have good NBA careers. What Bronny needs to get used to in Summer League is the speed of the game. He needs to get used to new coaches and teammates and new schemes. And he has to get used to the attention he's getting. Because that is one of the other things I saw sitting courtside at that game on Monday night between the Celtics and the Lakers. Every time he touched the ball, the crowd perked up.
Sure.
And when he finally scored in the 4th quarter, there was just this wave, right? And we've seen in some of his other games that fans actually criticizing the coach from the stands saying, give Bronny the ball, give Bronny the ball. No one wants that as a player. As a player, you don't want people, well, you just give me the damn ball. But no.
What, Rachel?
No. But Key,
No, I understand
hear
what
me
you're
out.
saying.
As a player, if you're not delivering, you don't want people in the stands trying to make it okay for you.
Yeah.
You want to earn it, right? You earned that damn ball, right?
No,
Bronny has to earn the damn ball, and he knows that he hasn't yet, which is fine. Again, this is who he is at this point. So he's had to deal with a ton of media. He didn't do media after the game on Monday night, which, again, is okay. He's not required to. But you get the impression that it's been a lot. So I think for him, the key is getting used to all of that, and the stats, to me, will follow for a number 55 overall pick.
You know, that part, the last thing you said, getting used to it, I don't worry about that because he's been Bronny James, LeBron James' son, since he was born. As he's grown from little Bronny to high school Bronny to commercials and NIL deals and you name it, he's been, you know what I'm saying? So he's well equipped to handle that part of it. That's why I don't think that the attention from the crowd, the noise, is even going to bother him. Hell, he was playing a video game that he won the other night after he had either before, I don't know when he was playing it, but after he hadn't played well in a game. It is unfair because all he really wants to do, as I said yesterday, is play basketball. He just wants to play basketball and be good at it. But part of the problem is there's different layers to this Bronny James thing. Part of the problem is there's so many people out there that are trying to be misleading about what he's doing on the court. You know, whether it's memes or writing little, you know, blogs and saying they want to tell you about his minutes, his points. Well, like I told Skip and him yesterday, when have we seen a graphic talking about minutes? So when you look at it, the first thing he says, oh, he scored 24. But, and so all of that sort of stuff is bad behavior to me. And what I mean by that is they're going after the dad. It's all about LeBron. It's all about what LeBron said a year ago about, oh, my son could better than half these dudes in the league. It's all those sort of things, and the only way you could affect LeBron is by attacking his son. We all know he's not 6'9" or 6'8", 265 pounds and a freight train like his dad. We understand that. No, there's very few professional athletes that will surpass their fathers accolades or even come close to him when they're superstars. Very few.
That is true.
I mean, if any at all, because Ken Griffey Jr.
That's my example.
But his dad was really good.
Really good.
But he wasn't Ken Griffey. So Ken Griffey could leapfrog over that with no problem.
Bobby Bonds was really good.
Bobby Bonds was really good, but he wasn't Barry Bonds. So when you start...
Brett Hull, Bobby Hull.
I wasn't...
probably still better.
You could talk about that a little bit more than me on the NHL front, but I understand, you know what I'm saying?
No,
and so
you're right.
because you can't get rid of the last name, he's going to constantly be under criticism. I know he's going to be in the G League, but he's also going to be in the NBA. And he's going to have some games where he's going to play and get a few minutes here and there in the NBA because that's how you develop a guy. You bring him up, you let him get some minutes up there, you take him down and get 4 minutes in the G League, and eventually, Skip, if he's good enough, he'll stick. That's the bottom line. If he's good enough, he'll stick. The only thing that I say, it's time to start showing the eyeballs some NBA stuff, though. I understand the summer league, but people want to see something. Because other guys that are drafted, whether it's the #1 pick or the last pick in the draft, they still showing you some NBA stuff. And that's what people want to see. They want to be able to go, oh, okay, I can see how that would work in the NBA, opposed to some of the mishaps that he's had here recently, stepping out of bounds twice, air ball, three-pointers. They, you know, especially when they're trying to sell you him as a 3-and-D guy, now he becomes under criticism heavy because he hadn't hit a three. He's 0 for 15. If he was 4 for 15, people would be like, okay, cool. But when you 0 for 15 and they're telling you he's a 3-and-D guy, he's going. That's the sort of stuff that I'm talking about. Bad messaging by the Lakers when they did that. They shouldn't have did that.
Okay. Quick point of order on Alex Sarr, because you point out last night he had a nightmare. In one single game, he went 0 for 15. It's just hard to do when you're as tall as he is. But he did. And I'm sure he'll figure it out. But the difference between him and Bronny is I watched Sarr against Reece Sachet the other night because I wanted to see the fellow countrymen go against each other, one versus two. And Alex Sarr showed me some NBA stuff because he was 12-7, 4 assists, and 4 blocks. And I'm like, okay, and he made 2 out of 5 threes stepping out there.
And he looked good moving around.
7 feet tall. You just look, and it's just eye testing. You're like, oh, okay. So he had a nightmare night, but is he going to be a bust? I don't think he'll be a bust.
I don't think so.
Okay. Now back to Bronny. I keep telling you, and I've shown you, I love this kid, and I'm rooting for him just to start to take hold and show us a little of this and a little of that, where we can just say, yeah, come on, be patient, it's coming. You know, again, I'm all for the G League. I'm not sure his dad's going to be all for the G League, but we'll see about that. And he may not have any choice at this point. But here is the point, speaking of his father. His father has the highest IQ in basketball, and you can argue he has the highest IQ in the history of basketball, although Magic might have a case against him, and Larry Bird might be up there, and we could go on and on about some other players. But LeBron's up there, maybe at the top of that list. So you can dismiss this as proud papa talk, but the point was on last March the 6th, just this past year on March the 6th, past season, one afternoon, LeBron tweeted this. I'm going to read it to you. Man, Bronny definitely better than some of these cats I've been watching on League Pass today, watching games around the NBA. And then he said, SH, you know, the rest of that word. SH, lightweight, hilarious. So he's dismissing a lot of these cats he's watching. And I get it, because you say, how's he even in the league? He's getting to play. He's playing 10 minutes for Detroit or whoever it is. And Dad is saying, my son is already better than him and him and him and him. And listen, when he speaks like that, I'm buying it, because he should know, unless you want to dismiss it as proud papa talk where he just lost all of it.
I would never dismiss it as proud papa talk. What I would say is, I know, okay. In football, I'm going to try to explain it as best I can. In football, I can look at a guy and I can tell whether or not he belongs, and he's just good enough I can put him in a position to make plays and do certain things. Where other people can't figure out what to do with him.
I understand.
LeBron James can look at his son and say, he's better than these other guys because if he's with me, and that's why I keep saying I want to see him
I do
with
too.
the A-list
agree.
guys
Yeah.
because he'll know what to do with them. He'll know okay, you got to pick over here, slide over there. He knows all of that sort of stuff, and he'll teach him those things. That's why the McDonald's basketball we talking about in the summer league, I don't want to say that's basketball and pickup league.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that. I want to see constructive. I want to see it all together with Anthony Davis and LeBron James and Austin Reeves and Rui. I want to see him with those guys because they'll know to put him in the right